Hi guys, how's everybody doing? I'm going to talk now about the Giants post-game show, and watched a lot of other Giants YouTubers out there like Chris the Entertainer and Bad Dog, and I appreciate their work. Going to watch Cop Pizzle later, The Hub, Kid Blue, etc. Um, Earlier, I was just very, very heated. Heat of the moment. And the reason why I was like so distraught earlier, you can go back and kind of see my live stream. I said that the Giants would, not win any games, or they would go 4-12. And I was kind of on the verge of melting down. I was very frustrated. I'm not going to blame it all on sugar. Going to blame it on the fact that just when you watch the Giants, it's just kind of a constant stream of negativity. It's almost like this year and, the pandemic and stuff. But, it's like all negative information. And with the Giants, it's just tough always talking about losses. And for the New York Giants, the Giants haven't had, and I mean this sincerely, they haven't had a really great, they haven't had even one game of pure domination in maybe 3 or 4 years. I mean, I guess you can point back to the Dolphins game with Eli, or you can point to the Texans game a couple of years back with Eli and Pat Shurmur. But a lot of the wins have been shootouts where they're playing an awful team late in the year. The Giants are 2-6, and they'll beat the Tampa Bay Bucks, or they'll beat the 49ers with CJ Beathard or Nick Mullins at the quarterback position, and it'll go back and forth. Two terrible teams duking it out. They'll usually beat the Redskins, later in the season. So just being a Giants fan, the past, I'd say, at least in 2014, 2015, Eli Manning still had pop. So the offense, Eli still had a lot of game. He could still throw the ball maybe 50 yards, maybe 45 yards. And that's the thing why, I'm just trying to decipher. I have a lot of thoughts in my mind. And the thing is about this team and about Eli, or the thing is about the Giants, is that the reason why I melted down is just it's a lot of losing. And each year I'm very excited to see the team. I think it could be dramatically different. And tonight, I mean, I'm gonna go into detail on everything tonight, because I blocked out everything for this game. I was excited about it for weeks. Joe Judge getting excited for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I think that the emotions of being a Giants fan, I think you guys will relate to this segment here, or this portion of the post-game show. It's been tough, just not being able to kind of compete and get ready for a playoff spot. And the reason why Eli Manning and Kevin Gilbride was actually the only offensive coordinator that Eli Manning praised in his Hall of Fame, or in his New York Giants final farewell speech. And it's because when the Giants had Gilbride, they had Brandon Jacobs, Ahmad Bradshaw, and Derek Ward for that 1 year, but it was mostly Bradshaw and Jacobs. And those two guys are maybe Ring of Honor guys. I love Brandon Jacobs. He's top 5, maybe favorite Giant of all time. He's just so tough. He bullies people. The Giants in the running game, when they had O'Hara and those guys back then, Pettigrew, Snee. When the Giants had that offensive line before the Reese offensive line, the Giants and Brandon Jacobs would be able to bully people. And Kevin Gilbride, in that era of football too, it was even less throwing of the ball. So it was pretty similar to the Air Coryell. It was pretty similar to what Jason Garrett is trying to implement with the Giants here. The thing that the Giants were able to do is Eli Manning, he had above arm strength. He had a very good arm strength, and the deep ball of Eli Manning is what separates him. He loves throwing the deep ball. And the Giants were able to run the ball with Brandon Jacobs and Ahmad Bradshaw And on first down, they would get at least 3 yards. That was the expectation, like 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6. Then they might even run Bradshaw and Jacobs again. They might even get a first down, or it's 3rd and 2. And back in those days, I remember 3rd and 2. Maybe the D linemen are so good in this day and age, but 3rd and 2s are so hard in the NFL now. Now you're rolling quarterbacks out, and now it's such a chore to get 3rd and 2s. But back in the day, Brandon Jacobs would take care of 3rd and 2s like it was nothing. And you'd hand it to Brandon, or you'd do a toss with Ahmad, who's a really physical runner out of, I think he went to a small college in West Virginia or Tennessee. And he would steamroll guys, and the Giants would run the ball. And then Eli Manning, play action, he'd hit Amani Toomer or Plexico for a 20-yard gain. And when the Giants got down to the red area, when they were on the 20-yard line, the 15-yard line, Eli would hit Jeremy Shockey. Eli was mobile. He would hit Amani Toomer. And they would have yard after catch, and Eli Manning just in the red zone. When the offense was rolling, Eli Manning knew how to get the team into the end zone. He knew how to navigate the football team. 24 points against the Bucs in the playoffs, 35 against the Patriots. Plexico Burris, too, was automatic. Hakeem Nicks, big receivers, automatic, like, offense. And the offense was, like, very stable. So now let's compare those kind of stable glory days of Giants football to now this offense. Nothing offensively has come easy for the Giants in the last 5 years, and that's why they are really losing games, because you can go out there and watch on an NFL Sunday. You can watch the Texans, the Raiders, the Panthers, even Buffalo. You can see teams put up like 30 points in a football game, and you can see teams average in the high 20s. A lot of those teams have good mobile quarterbacks, but their coaches and their offenses are just like a lot of screens, and like even Cliff Kingsbury comes in from college, whatever. I'm going to stop comparing now other people. Let's just focus on the Giants. The Giants offense, first off, they can't get any yards ever. They have this really great running back. Saquon's a tremendous running back. And the Giants, they can't even get 10 yards. I mean, the only good drive that the Giants had blocking was that Buffalo Bills drive 2 years ago. You guys should go back a year ago, week 2. First drive against the Bills was the most glorious drive ever. They ran it, Saquon ran it 20, 30 yards. They ran it down Buffalo's throat. I wonder if the offensive line will ever get to that point. That's the only way that this offense is going to work, because Daniel Jones and these receivers, they're complementary pieces to Saquon Barkley. It's why Pittsburgh loaded the box, because they weren't afraid of Daniel Jones throwing a deep ball. Now, you look at the receivers on this team. You have Slayton that can go get you a deep ball catch, and Slayton, looking very talented, looking very legit, catches the football really well, turns up for yards after catch. Other guys, Sterling Shepard is your safety valve. He's like a possession receiver. This is going to sound harsh to Sterling Shepard. He's a Dominic Hickson that you drafted in the 2nd round. You could have gotten Sterling Shepard in like the 5th or 6th round. He's like an Adam Humphrey. He's a possession guy. I'd compare him a little Corey Davis-esque, a little Scotty Miller-esque, a possession guy. Golden Tate's the same kind of way, possession guys. You let go of Corey Coleman. The Giants need more burners, and they need to throw the ball vertically to soften the box. If Pittsburgh is putting all those guys in the box, then you need to attack them over the top. Now, the thing is, you could say that Daniel Jones doesn't have any protection, and that's a very good point. That's why you put DJ in the shotgun. And also a great way to tire out a defense is to go hurry up offense. I want the Giants to score in 4 plays. I want explosive offensive plays. That's what I would like. I want explosive offensive plays. And even if Daniel Jones throws an interception from 40 yards out, trying to hit a deep ball, he throws it deep in the double coverage, I'm not even going to be that upset, because the Giants need to make an effort to go up-tempo. I'm not a fan of a 19-play drive style. I'm not, because it's very difficult. When you're playing the Steelers, it's very, very difficult to even score any touchdown whatsoever. The fact that you have to go 19 plays and be perfect on 18 of them, Daniel Jones is perfect for 18 plays. Had the best drive of his career from his own goal line. And Daniel Jones, when you have no explosive plays, your room for error is absolutely zero. And that is why when you're putting the ball in the air, and let's face it, Daniel Jones, he's not that good at recognizing pressure. He fumbles the ball a lot, and he's not good at he thinks he can kind of make every play in the book, and he's young, and he was hurt a little bit towards the end of last year. He makes a lot of good throws, but all the good throws he makes result in when you're not getting any points, you're turning it over and you're failing in the red area. When you're stalling at midfield and when you have no running game, all the good things that Daniel did tonight, it manifested in 0 points. Let's go step by step about this game right now at the 11-minute mark of the video. Giants start off. They get the rock first. They end up hitting a beautiful play. Sterling Shepard started out the game really hot. He had some great receptions. DJ stood in there firm, switched the field, made some good throws. Defense came in. Big Ben missed some screens to Connor, but Blake Martinez, Leonard Williams, and even Dexter inside the Giants against the run tonight until the third quarter, the first quarter defense was elite level defense by the Giants. So we could start there. That's a very big positive. Martinez today, people, in the offseason were joking that Martinez is not good at covering. He looked very fast today. Looked like he got a lot better in the offseason, meaning he's in the best shape of his life. He was tracking people down from the linebacker position. That's something I haven't seen in a long time from a Giant. It was very impressive to see. Darnay Holmes made some good plays tonight. Good coverage. The Giants were in the right shape. You had Patrick Graham, and the Giants were adjusting to Big Ben a little bit, and we were throwing them off in the beginning. The defense was dealing. And if the Giants could have ran the ball, the defense would have been really well rested. The Giants would have had an opportunity tonight to win the game. So then the Giants get a punt, muffed punt down by the 3-yard line. And I'm a big proponent of let's smash mouth, let's bully ball, let's go with Saquon Barkley. Barkley got a touch. He got stuffed. Joe Judge said in his postgame, we trust the running game. Second play is so forgettable. I even forget that second down play. I think Daniel Jones got pressured, and I think that he literally had no time to make the throw. And then on third down, it would be tough again to run it and get stuffed and set up a field goal. So then they decide to leak Evan out where Evan cannot get out. Big play in the game. 3-0. You have to take the points. You take the points. The defense, though, did a spectacular job. I think the Giants either got a 6-and-out or another 3-and-out. The defense today, I don't think that they really committed many penalties whatsoever. I'll tell you this, Ballantyne, I think, had a nice hit today. The defense, though, was just stuffing the run. The Giants were gang tackling. If you watch that defense, they were playing very aggressively. So first quarter kind of happens. The Giants then, I think they get the ball on offense. They go down. I think probably a 3-and-out happens for the Giants with Saquon holding. I think, was there a holding penalty, a false start? When you're running the ball and getting yards for loss, you're always behind the 8 ball. They were putting Jones in nearly impossible situations. and he didn't turn the ball over. And then Daniel Jones hit the nicest throw of his career, the Darius Slayton touchdown. Giants go up 10-3. Defense gets the rock back. So the defense goes 3 and out. And I'm pumped. And we're getting pressure on Ben. And I'm really thinking like that this could be our night, at 10-3 in the first half. I'm sure a lot of you guys were the same way. And then this is like feeling the moment, unfortunately, like some people, I don't want momentum to be a thing, I like, if I was coaching the team, I'd want the team to just ignore mistakes and critical errors, and just be, and just kind of move on. And that's the thing with Jones. It's going to be a roller coaster. And unfortunately, that TJ Watt interception was just a brutal, just you gasp at how bad it is. Suddenly he's throwing the ball, it goes right into his hands. That was just heartbreaking to watch. Then I wanted the Giants to get off the field. And then I think the game changed on this play. Giants had the Steelers in 3rd and 9, where actually it was 3rd and 6. The Steelers then got to delay a game on 3rd and 1, and I was excited. I was like, this team is out of sync. Then they get Eric Ebron running, I think, against, I don't know if it's against Peppers. I think it was. And it's very hard because it looked like there was only like one safety guy that has to pick up the guy coming across the middle of the field. And the Steelers just have so much speed. And when they're going full speed, it's tough to commit and overread because then they could just sit it down. But the Giants were just late, and they were hitting the Giants on right to left throws a lot. So they got one. They got a throw to Ebron. He boxed out, made a beautiful play. And then Big Ben, easy lob. Really easy play to Juju Smith-Schuster for that touchdown. Then the Giants are moving. Got a nice screen pass to Saquon, get Caden Smith leaking out. Everything's good. Evan Ingram then has the push-off penalty, which is a brutal, like, kind of bang-bang call. Do I blame Ingram that much? A little bit. It's just getting called in the NFL this season early on. They're maybe overcalling it. Brutal penalty. 3rd and 20. The Giants punt back to the Steelers. And then the Steelers go on. They go on a big-time drive. And they get all the way down. And then they're just dicing the Giants up with slants. Juju Smith-Schuster, Big Ben scrambling around. And then James Washington catches the touchdown. He catches a slant. And Julian Love, he's just not that good of a tackler. He gets out-leveraged on that play. Brutal. 10-9. Or the Giants, actually, they missed the extra point. The Giants are... No, wait. I don't know if they went for 2... But the Steelers then, I believe, were up at that point, like 15-10, 16-10. Second half rolls around, not feeling good about it. I think the Giants hold the Steelers to a field goal, but still at that point in the game, you're down pretty good. You're down at that point. So the Giants then, I don't know if it was the Daniel Jones drive. I don't think so. I think the Giants go 3 and out, punt it. Then the Steelers, did they pin the Giants really deep? They did. Then has the 19-play drive early in the third, though, I think with 8 minutes to go. Jones with the turnover. And then Benny Snell just started to gash the Giants. And the Giants then on offense, were down 19-10, and they didn't do anything with the football. They continued to get stuffed. There wasn't a lot of urgency in the offense, and that's kind of what happened. So there's just the offense is a problem. The defense, I actually am confident in this defense. I like to watch. I think the defense can actually be good. I think that the offensive line is brutal. They're going to have to really improve if the Giants are going to win a football game this year. They're going to have to improve big time if the Giants are going to win really any game. And each game, I got to have this year Now that I watched it, I watched the post-game interview. Judge did a great job. Saquon, Daniel, and Lorenzo did great jobs. What I'm now going to have to really tune in for is I'm going to have to watch this team. And now the exciting part is, no matter what, the Giants have a week to improve. So what I want to see from Chicago, I'll probably do that on another video, but the mark of great teams and great programs and greatness is improving. And that's what the Patriots were able to do. And this was Judge's first game. The stars of the game, Big Cat Williams, really had an incredible game. It's Dexter Lawrence. It's getting late, but you call Leonard Williams. Leonard played really well tonight. A lot of pressures. He was very active in the run game. The Giants were active. They were coming into the box. Lorenzo was helping out in the run game as well. Marcus Golden. The D-line with Sean Spence is doing a great job. The linebacking core looks good. The part of the defense that definitely needs work is a position we fought. James Bradbury had a beautiful breakup today. Played okay. Ballantyne a couple of times got picked on. The Chase Claypool play and then a beautiful throw down the sideline. You know, they're going to make plays. I'm really excited for the Giants to go up against Mitch. And the last time the Giants played Trubisky, the defense played really well in the first half as well. I think that Jones in this game again is going to have to throw the ball on the Bears. He's going to have to protect it. Hopefully you get some field goals. I want to see the offense against the Bears. I want to see them get to the 20s. If the Giants get to the 20s, it's going to be a really close game that the Giants can end up winning. If the Giants beat the Bears, that would be really exciting. I would then kind of put this game away if the Giants can go on the road and beat Chicago. I think the Giants can get within striking distance. Trubisky just had some momentum. I know I'm talking about next week, but I'm excited to see how this team progresses. The D-line, if the D-line can stay constant, Montgomery's not going to have a big game on the Giants. So I'm excited because this D-line played really well tonight. Secondary-wise, if we could put Bradbury on Allen Robinson, it's a very fair matchup. This is not an elite offense with Matt Nagy. I think the Giants can prep. I love what Patrick Graham did from a defensive coordinator standpoint. In terms of the offense against the defense, Dimes, it's going to be scary in terms of fumbling, in terms of sacks. The offense is what I'm really fearful of. There could be turnovers at any point with Dimes, with Daniel. It's always a fear of a turnover, of a crippling turnover. You always have that pit in your stomach watching them, no matter how good a play is. The Giants can have the ball on the 1-inch line, and I'm worried. So, can this offense, Darius Slayton, it's time for the Giants. The Giants and Slayton's almost the key to the offense because Slayton masks a lot of problems. Like in that Lions game, Slayton is just like a godsend because Darius in this Bears game, I'm full on Bears now, moving on to next week. Darius next game needs to get long touchdowns to alleviate stress because they can't run the ball for jack. I think Caden needs to take over Evan Ingram's role because Ingram really can't block. In terms of the guards and the offensive line, like maybe Lemieux hopefully can get close because Gates, like Lemieux should really challenge for this spot. Cam Fleming, the Giants, I wonder how close Matt Pearl can get to competing with Fleming, for the offensive line spot. The Giants also don't have a power back on the roster. They have no one who can, they don't have a huge back that could just get you 2 or 3 yards. I think that would be useful. Saquon's very fast. I want a guy who can get you 2 yards in a cloud of dust just to make it 2nd and 8. You're going to have to waste the clock. It's going to be very hard to win because when you can't run the ball, you can't take time off the clock. you're putting your defense on the field. The time of possession is going to be bad. And then even Mitchell Trubisky can eat you alive. That's what happened last year. It's going to be incredibly similar to last year. The Giants started out the game very well, made a couple of mistakes. The defense for the first 2 quarters was perfect. I have high expectations for this defense. First half, I want to shut the Bears to less than 10 points in the game for this defense. Preferably 7 points at half. I think the Giants can do that. I want I want 5 straight possessions of punts for the Bears, maybe 6, because I love this defense. I'm like a defense guy. You got to watch the team for the defense. You got to celebrate punts like touchdowns. So if the Giants can put the Bears on their own 30, expect a punt. This is going to be beautiful. Playing Trubisky, I am so excited. I'm not afraid of Trubisky at all. I'm not afraid of Foles really at all. And I'm not afraid of Mitchell Trubisky and this team. This is like the most winnable quarterback that the Giants are going to play. This defense is going to be absolutely tremendous. I'm so excited for the Giants defense and Patrick Graham. I really am. Darnay Holmes making plays. Ballantyne, it's young kids, it's kids making plays. Bradbury looks like pretty okay. And Blake Martinez tonight was flying around. I know he had Fackrell there, but Martinez was the shining star, and he's going to be a star again in Chicago. He knows that offense. I mean, and then can the Giants can Darius Slayton break out some big plays? If Ingram does go in the game, can the Giants move the ball? But when they move the ball, they got to manufacture a couple field goals, with Graham Gano. They got to manufacture points. The Giants tonight pretty much had 10 points and then scored that garbage time touchdown against the Steelers. If the Giants can go into the mid-20s, knock on wood, I don't want to jinx it, but if the Giants can get into the mid-20s, they're going to win the game against the Chicago Bears. I'm confident a little bit in this defense. This defense is so much better than the Cowboys game. So now I don't know what I just had, food-wise or drink-wise, but I've just talked myself back into being really excited for next week. And if you guys got to this point in the video, my mood is a lot different than when I started this 28 minutes ago. So I hope you'll, watch this video, watch this journey, and I hope that you will give your reaction to the game tonight, where the Giants are, where Joe Judge is, the defense in total, the past few years being a Giants fan maybe. And this certainly helped. That's the one thing I'll certainly say. There's a lot of perks to doing videos. I encourage people to try it out. It's fun. But it helps you kind of just talk things out. And that's what I think what YouTube can be about. I care a lot about the New York Giants. They're my team. And, live near Philly, I'm going to have to find a Sunday ticket locator. And at 1 o'clock, I'm excited to watch this team play next week. All right, guys. Let's go. Let's go, Big Blue.